Hello, friends, family, world. Luke here with episode 23 of our Eurotrip 2019 travel series, which also happens to be the very last episode of this series. If you aren't caught up, go to the Eurotrip 2019 playlist by clicking the small I button at the top right of your screen and go to episode 1 to start from the beginning. Alright, let's get right into it with Helsinki, Finland and Stockholm, Sweden. Once we disembarked the ship in Helsinki, we headed for the city center, starting at Helsinki Cathedral, located in Senate Square. The cathedral is one of the city's major landmarks, and it was here that we met up with a free walking tour called Green Cap Tours. Through this tour, we had a Finnish local take us through some of the major sites of the city, as well as give us some historical and cultural context of who the Finnish people are. First up was Esplanade Park, which features a statue of Johan Ludvig Runeberg, who wrote what eventually became the Finnish national anthem. Our next stop was at the University of Helsinki, where we got to experience some of Finland's renowned modern architecture and design. We also headed over to the Presidential Palace, which happens to be one of 3 residences of the President of Finland. This tour was also nice because it gave us some nice cultural and social context for some of the unique aspects of Finnish culture. Tyler talks a bit more about the things that we learned on this tour on our blog at lukeandtyler.com. I'll post a link to the blog post pertaining to this subject in the description box below. Another famous church in the city is the Uspensky Orthodox Church, and is the main cathedral for the Orthodox Church of Finland. The final stop of the tour was at Market Square, which is a great place to go to see the activity going on in the city. There tends to be a lot of people around in this area, as well as maybe sampling some of the local food or handicrafts of the city. We finished the day off with a nice walk along one of Finland's many peninsulas on our way back to the cruise ship. Our final port of call on the cruise was the city of Stockholm in Sweden. Once we arrived, we headed to the Old Town, which is located on the small compact island of Gamla. We found a company that provided 2 different free walking tours, a morning tour of the city center and an afternoon tour of the Old Town. We actually decided to do both. Each tour lasted about 1.5 to 2 hours, with the morning tour taking us to many of the prominent and notable landmarks located downtown. Afterwards, we headed back to the Old Town so we could do our Old Town walking tour. One of our first stops was to the German church. This church has been providing church services in German since the 1500s, at a time when there was quite a large German population in Stockholm. Other spots we checked out were the alley of Morten Kotzig, which is the narrowest street in Stockholm, measuring in at only 90 centimeters across, the Great Church, which is the oldest church in Gamla Stan and was founded in the 13th century, and the famous Grand Square, which is probably one of the most photographed areas of Stockholm because of its beautiful traditional Swedish architecture and design. When we finished in Stockholm, we headed back to the ship, had one more sea day, and then made it back to Copenhagen to get off of our cruise and make it back to London in order to start work in nearby Maidstone, England. Alright guys, that is it for this video, and it marks the official end of our Eurotrip 2019 travel series. I can't believe we've made it 23 episodes documenting quite an extensive trip through many different regions of Europe. This trip was truly such a delight to embark on and really fun to relive and recount through these videos with you. I hope you enjoyed tagging along with us for the adventure and that you maybe learned something new or got some great travel inspiration from it. I've placed all the videos from this series in our Eurotrip 2019 playlist, so feel free to visit that if there's any particular points of our trip that you want to revisit or learn a bit more about. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to get more content like this. Although this is the end of our Eurotrip 2019 travel series, do you really think, considering how much we love to travel, that we stopped there? Of course not. So we have a lot more stuff coming up where we'll continue to post travel videos every Thursday, which include, but are not limited to, some of our excursions to Venice, Italy, Iceland, and delightful weekend trips around the various beautiful areas of southeastern England. See you at our next video. Bye.